how we tackle the issue of the human capital formation that we require. Now you have presented the two reports which are of use to. Certainly we will read and discuss with you before we go ahead with the implementation. One of the other issues like human capital which has been concerning me, the digital infrastructure. How do we provide the digital infrastructure? So we have to do in the background of the present economic crisis, where the government's resources are limited. My thinking and the government's thinking is that the private sector, private investment should take over the basic digital infrastructure. The government should step in where it is not feasible for the private sector to come in. So our whole policy on digital infrastructure will have to be driven on this basis, which means that emphasis will have to be on cities and the western province, especially most parts of Gampaha, Colombo and Kalutar districts. Then into the areas where there is populated areas, towns and others where there is access, where it's needed. The second phase will be to move out, by which time certainly the providers would be in a better position to have a longer investment, and the government will also have sufficient resources to go ahead with investments. So whatever we say, we have to provide the digital infrastructure, and we will have to depend on private investments for the first part. And accordingly, about 40 to 50% of the country, of the population, will have that infrastructure. It won't take us long to go up to about 60%, but from there onwards, we'll have to work it gradually. So that is one of the key issues that we are considering. Secondary is available of capital in the financial sector. This is why we are going ahead with restructuring the banks to ensure there's adequacy of capital, that money is available, and we will also need to channel the money into this sector. So we require a diverse financial sector different from what we are going to have today. The other is digital inclusion. Digital inclusion is necessary. You can't have the digital divide as between the rich and the poor. How do we achieve that? So these are the three: digital inclusion, where everyone has access to the digitalization that is going on in the country. So these, to me, are the main issues that we have to address immediately. There are others like the legal systems, cyber security. Yes, those can be done. Some can be done by the government, others by the private sector. But these are three important areas: digital infrastructure, the capital financing, and finally the digital divide. So that's what the government will have to focus initially on your digital initiative.